pledge allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Tri-Creek School Corporation of Students, Staff, and Community endeavors to be a recognized leader for high achievement and exceptional growth. Did you know that innovative and equitable approaches build upon strong community pride and provide all students with well-rounded educational experiences to prepare for future successes?
Engaged to learn.
equipped to achieve, empowered to succeed.
Already.
Okay.
Is there, well, first of all, welcome everybody. I didn't get to say welcome. Someone was firing right out of the gun there. Is there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
We do have one addition. It is for a proposed change order for the Lowell High School bid package number 1. And you have received that in your board materials.
Alrighty. Do I have a motion to add that to the agenda?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. All right, we'll add that to the agenda.
Number 7 under business operations.
Number 7 under business operations. Alrighty. We have no public comment for agenda-related items. Superintendent's report?
Yeah, I just want to express the school corporation's gratitude to the Lowell Town Council for once again being good partners and really maximizing taxpayer money when they approved the waiving of over $760,000 of our building permit fees. And the savings from that will go back into the Holtz Road improvement for the project. So the town wins, we win, and taxpayer wins. And so that's definitely a win for our community.
That's awesome.
And that's all I have.
Alrighty. Staff recognition?
There's no staff recognition tonight.
Alrighty. We need to push that. We haven't had those.
You know what? I take that back. There is one. It was Jeremy Anderson, and let me read that. I remember it being lots of fun. I see Jason's out here. Why don't you give them how we ambushed these two fellas while I pull it up?
So, Jim is very shy when it comes to crowds, so I pretended that something was broke here and I needed to meet them there. So they were standing out in the commons as we marched down the hallway. Caught them off guard pretty good.
Can you reenact that?
Only if you chant with me.
Was it Jimmy Pelham?
Yeah, yeah. So, we got it good, so it was good for them. They liked it, they appreciated it, so it was good.
I have to tell you, not completely related, but I was at the high school the other night and I ran into one of the custodians as I was going through the back way to get to the auditorium. And I saw the custodian was coming the opposite way, unlocking the door, and I said, hey, so I wouldn't scare them. And so we started chatting it up, and then I called him by name, and I think he was shocked that I knew his name.
No.
And so we kind of parted our ways, and he circled back around. He said, I just want to shake your hand.
That's awesome.
That is good stuff.
Let's
see. Those flashcards paid.
Flashcards definitely worked. All right, I'm looking this up because I want to read it.
I have it.
I have it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just found it.
Okay.
So Jim Pelham and Jeremy Anderson from our maintenance department. So Rebecca Witowski, she works at the high school and she works in the applied skills room. Jim and Jeremy are amazing. They always take care of my classroom and have had to get pretty creative over the years to make repairs. Without Jim, I have to boil water for years in order to wash dishes. He worked so hard to get hot water running to my classroom. He has super glued so many parts on the old washer. Yesterday, Jim and Jeremy worked all day to install my new washer and dryer. They found so many issues that they quickly resolved to make sure we are safe. The new washer and dryer work wonderfully. They are so quiet and safe. Jim and Jeremy are appreciated. So that was our staff recognition.
That's
Great,
awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome.
I love that we're recognizing all levels.
Yeah.
in school.
That's good stuff. Board member report?
I do have one. As a representative on the NISAC board, we had a special meeting last Thursday, the 19th, with regards to reviewing the teacher's contract. They pretty much paralleled us. They agreed to the contract, and there were some, obviously, salary increases, some language that enhances their personal time off and stuff, pretty much mirroring what we've done, and they were very, very happy. And so we will be voting on that soon. So just one item, and theirs took 15 minutes now. I was timing and I referenced that, so that's it, I'm done.
I was gonna also bring up the partnership with the town on our building fees, and just wanna reiterate what a great working relationship we've created. And it's, like you said, it's great for our town, it's great for our students, it's great for our schools. So I'm really appreciative of all sides that have worked to build that bridge, because I know it hadn't always been there. And then also today in our building meeting, I don't know if you plan to ever share the information from the acoustic study, but I thought it was really enlightening. And as we move forward, like these tiles that are on the ceiling here, we are looking into ways to make sure that the middle school has better sound proofing and acoustics for student learning. One thing I know is there's something that they kind of refer to in the brain is called your bandwidth. And it's just like your bandwidth when you're trying to get on the internet. And when there's too many things going on, it slows it down. Well, your brain is the same way. And so if we can eliminate some of those noise disruptions and distractions for our students, it's going to open up that bandwidth for them and for our teachers, and maybe reduce some of that stress load while they're battling their class to stay quiet or to teach over the teacher next door. So I just want to make sure that this doesn't get lost in the shuffle of our plans, because it is very important, I think, across the board. And it was a really good presentation we had today.
I was track or treat.
Okay.
I mean,
I
it's
hope
not,
so.
if it's not obvious.
I figured you just dressed that way.
You know, I just tried. No, it's one of the things that I think our school board should be proud of. It's a really big event, and it's a lot of fun. The kids really, really enjoy it. There's always lines around the school to go, so.
That's awesome.
And I believe all the revenue is donated to charity.
It is, which is great.
And it supports our dentist.
So to your point with the whole too many things going on in the brain, so that makes total sense, because I went to school with no walls, so.
Yeah.
I think we
It's the
all,
school's fault.
almost all of you were here when we had no walls, and the rest of us all
We
went to
put 'em
school
in.
with no walls.
That report,
What's that?
High school.
Yeah. That's why we did
that
good
report
one.
made me think about sound in ways that I never really thought about sound.
Yeah. Yep.
So I would be happy to, I'll share the report.
So they don't recommend open walls with dividers.
No.
Algebra and Spanish at the same time was pretty great though,
See, you gotta be a thinker when you have that kind of stuff going.
right?
Made us stronger.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Approve the minutes of the meeting held on Thursday, October 12th, 2023.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Personnel, number one, approve the personnel report dated Thursday, October 26th, 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve the personnel report.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
How's interviews or applications going for the open position at the high school for the English teacher? Have you received any?
Last account I had, there were 2 applicants, and they were vetting them to get them in for an interview.
For which,
High school English.
the one,
Oh, it's not,
It was, well,
the
it's
resignation
really
was
bad.
on the
Yeah.
previous,
it's not this one that's replacing
This is
no.
a substitute, long-term substitute.
Long-term,
it?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you gotta read the whole thing.
That,
Dividers.
and she's a great person. She's been in the schools at multiple levels, and she's a great person to have, and it's that long-term stuff. I just was curious if we had any applicants.
Looked like there were 2 last account.
Anybody else? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. All right, number 2, approve the employment of an individual under the IC 20-26-5-11.2.
So this item was in reference to the content in the executive session.
Gotcha.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Alrighty, business operations. Number 1, authorize the administration to declare specific outdated equipment and supplies and surplus, and authorize the disposal of said surplus and outdated equipment and supplies.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Included in your packet was 17 pages of house cleaning. Okay, we are getting ready to move. We're packing up our media center, so there's plenty of outdated things there. Many items in other, from furniture to outdated technology, and there's some maintenance items, stuff at the Red Devil Trades that they're just no longer using anymore.
They're not using the cassette players either.
Right, lots of
Is there
cassette
any
players and
VCRs?
VCR tapes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I might
Man.
need one of those.
That's a hot item.
That's why they're going in the auction, and they didn't go for junk.
Food
People want 'em.
service.
What?
Find out.
And a mimeograph machine.
Yes, so included in there was the full auction list for you.
Right on.
When's that auction taking place? So Kyle can get his
Preview
resale.
is November 20th, and then the actual auction online is November 21st, and then pickup is November 22nd, and we're gonna start cataloging next week.
Oh,
Wow. Nice.
Alrighty. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Number 2, approve the contract with Craft Auction Service to conduct an online auction of the surplus and outdated equipment and supplies.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Like you just
Excuse
heard
me.
the process from Mr. Waffen there.
Thank you. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Number 3, adopt the resolution 2023-09 to transfer amounts from the education fund to the operations fund.
So we presented on the 14th, our previous board meeting we held our public hearing for the budget for 2024. This is part of the budget process. This is a resolution that authorizes the transfer of funds from education to operations. I'm requesting the same amount as last year, but we will monitor it on a monthly basis. So I might be bringing this back to you to revise it if we're starting one fund over the other. So the amount transferring last year and what I'm proposing for 2024 initially is $1,535,000 transferred from the education fund to the operations. At least, well, not less than bi-yearly on this, but we'll be doing it on a monthly basis just to watch our cash flow.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, or say nay. Motion passes. I'm tired for some reason. What's that? Number 4, approve the resolution 2023-10 for appropriations and tax rate, budget form 4, concerning the adoption of the 2024 advertised budget rates and levies as required by the Indiana state statutes.
As included in your packets and on the gateway system for public to see, the budgets that were presented last board meeting here. If I could just read these for the minutes that we've got and what's before you here for approving. Debt service, adopted budget, $16,689,210. Adopted tax levy, $15,755,223, with an adopted tax rate of 0.8640. School pension debt, which we'll have until 2028. Adopted budget, $94,233. Adopted tax levy, $106,387, with a tax rate of 0.0058. Education fund, $24,500,000, with no adopted tax levy because it's not tax supported, and no tax rate. And finally, operations fund, adopted budget $8,494,141, adopted tax levy of $6 million flat, with an adopted tax rate of 0.3529. The adopted tax rate total before you tonight is 1.2227, so just about $1.23. We are including a letter to the DLGF that we want a target rate of $1.05. So what that means is after they work the budget, this number is advertised high just to make sure for any kind of variances in numbers that we might have for revenues or anything like that. But our adopted tax rate will be $1.05 because we will lower some cash balances, we'll adjust some things to hit that $1.05 that we're currently at, which would be the same tax rate. Any questions?
Hope I got it all. Alrighty. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Number 5, approve the resolution 2023-11 concerning adoption of the capital projects fund plan.
So our capital projects plan, assets plan, requires us to declare anything that we anticipate in 2024 to purchase that would be considered an asset, which is anything over $10,000 per one piece. The plan is blank because we're not anticipating any of that this year. As far as one piece, we have a lot of construction going on, so most of our equipment will be purchased in our facility plan through our construction this year. So it's zero. It's easy for you guys to approve.
I'll make a motion on that one.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Number 6, approve the resolution 2023-12 concerning adoption of the bus replacement plan.
And this is our last one. We have the bus replacement plan for 2024. We're anticipating purchasing 4 new buses to replace buses 20, 26, 31, and 42. They are all 2013s. So by then they'll be 11 years old, and probably by the time we actually get the buses, they'll be 12 or 13 years old because we're still waiting on buses that we ordered a year ago in June. So it's taking a while. So $160,000 each for 4 buses in the plan for this year.
Alrighty. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
But, only because I'm looking at the bus description here, the last ones, it looks like we got are Thomases. Are these Thomases or Internationals that we're?
We have been switching over to Thomas's on those, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been switching over there. That's been a preference that we've had.
All right, thank you.
I remember buses being 78,000, 80,000.
Now you gotta pay that for an SUV.
Yeah, right. That's a good point.
Yeah. So, okay.
Some
That was
people
my-
pay the new price for a bus. Alrighty, have motion and a second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Number 7,
The proposed change order.
the proposed change order for the turf infill.
Yes, this is a change order for our field here as requested by our athletic department to increase the safety of our field for the turf here on all football, soccer, baseball, and softball turf fields. This actually increases it to the highest rated fiber that field turf makes. It increases the infill and some of the underlayment in there as well. So it's all for raising up that safety. So now that we've got some of our bids back and that we're seeing what monies are remaining from our anticipated versus what we anticipated these projects being and where they came in, this is definitely within the budget for us to add additional safety to our fields. So this is a change order that I'm bringing to the board to ask to approve.
And you might announce how much it is.
Oh, yep, sorry. We all know that, right? No. $142,079.
And there also is a credit.
Yes.
We don't know what it is exactly, but there is a credit coming.
Right, our base specs included custom colors to try and match our Cardinal, but we found out that one of their standard colors is very close and actually matches really nicely. So we will be getting a credit because we won't be using that custom color allowance in the bid. And that'll come as soon as they're done preparing that and we'll present both of them.
That's excellent.
I'll make a motion for the change order.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Consent items. Number 1, approve the donation from Michael and Judith Walters of Lowell, Indiana, an amount of $50 to help fund the Lowell High School Choir extracurricular accounts.
I'll make a motion to accept the donation.
Okay.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion passes.
I'll try to make all the donations. Approved.
Public participation for non-related agenda items, I have none. The next meeting will be held Thursday, November 9th. Anybody else?
Just a heads up, that meeting will most likely be in the Lowell Middle School Media Center, as this room hopefully will be under construction.
And
Excellent.
I am going to have a procedure done on that day, but I may not be there.
I will also not be there because I will be out of town, so the 3 of you better make sure you can be there.
I'll be there. We're gonna have bacon that day, right?
That's
I
happening.
actually
Yeah.
think we might.
Just because she's not there, yeah.
That's
I
right.
think we
I'll be in Tennessee, so I'm fine if you guys have to make it without me.
Right on. Alrighty,
I will be home.
meeting adjourned. Thank you guys for coming.